Hi, this is Nicholas Bell with Ion Cinema, here to review The Dig, the sophomore film directed by Simon Stone, which will be receiving a small limited theatrical window as of January 15th, 2021, and will be available to stream on Netflix January 29th, 2021, world premiere. Simon Stone, his previous efforts, he was involved in one of the segments in The Turning, and his debut was The Daughter in 2015, which is a contemporization of Ibsen's The Wild Duck. Here he's adapting a novel from John Preston, which is a reimagining of 1938-1939 Suffolk, England, and the excavation of Sutton Hoo, where an Anglo-Saxon ship was discovered on the property of Edith Pretty, played by Carey Mulligan, and the remains of which would go to the British Museum. And this film is filling in a lot of holes about the characters that were surrounding what might have happened during this excavation, as well as a recuperation for an excavator archaeologist, Basil Brown, played by Ralph Fiennes, is a recuperation in much the same way as people eroded or erased, such as like Victorian Abdul or Mary Anning, played by Kate Winslet and Ammonite, of people that had contributions or integral relationships to people in history that, because they weren't deemed worthy, were simply erased. So this is an interesting recuperation, and if you liked Ammonite, I would definitely give this a look. This is a bit more straightforward and family-friendly, predictable even, if you will, but there are so many interesting things in the background, and it presents them in a way that's actually quite tranquil. Carey Mulligan is quite good as the assertive Edith Pretty, who has a heart condition, which of course comes into play. She's joined by her cousin, played by Johnny Flynn, who just played David Bowie in Stardust. It's suggested she has feelings for Basil Brown, who is married to May, played by Monica Dolan, who is dressed up dowdily enough to be similar to a Tracy Ullman character almost. And then, of course, Johnny Flynn has a romance with Lily James, who plays Peggy Piggott, and she's married to one of the other archaeologists, played by Ben Chaplin, Stuart Piggott, who is called in with this team that's assembled by Charles Phillips, who's played by Ken Scott of the Hobbit films, who basically try to take it out of Basil's hands and commandeer the excavation, to which Edith Pretty kind of puts a stop to, and they have to work together because the discovery of this Anglo-Saxon ship and these burial remains that are in there that predate the Vikings are so important that they take on this considerable national interest. And of course, in the background, we have Hitler invading and bombing Poland, and the UK joining the war, and everything, of course, going to shit then. So there are all these interesting components that I think are balanced quite nicely to just give us a portrait of this time when this excavation happened, and the human component involved within it. It was shot by Mike Ellie, who shot The White Crow for Ralph Fiennes, recently did Blackbird, and a really decent new adaptation of Daphne du Maurier's My Cousin Rachel that Roger Michel directed a couple years ago. Overall, I would give The Dig 3 out of 5 stars. Thank you.
Hey, this is Eric from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.